Hey guys, welcome back to the Parker Kasper Show. The focus of today's show, I wanted to talk about a couple different wars, the Russian-Ukraine war, and then the Israeli and Iran war, and then also talk about Canada and U.S. tensions, okay? And then maybe we'll go through a couple more things. So, the first thing I really wanted to talk about was the Iran war, or the Israeli-Iran war, and then also the U.S. involvement in it. So to start off with, my basic take on it is that it's none of our business. Let's stay out of the war, okay? I know people like to defend Israel through biblical claims, and they like to defend Iran by saying, no, it's actually their land. But really, either way, it's none of the Americans' business. So we should just basically just stay out of it. I know people say, if you're a Christian, if you're a Catholic, whatever, you know, you gotta try to defend the Bible, so that way you should defend Israel. And then others say, Israel stole the land, they're so cruel, they're killing babies in the street. I don't believe that, but even if it were true, either way, just stay out of the business, okay? But I think let them fight it out. If Israel can defend their land, they can keep it. If they can't, Iran can keep it. Like, Iran can take it, and Iran can keep it. But right now, it seems like Israel can defend their land, so let's just stay out of it. Now, people say we need to bomb Iran, and we've been bombing Iran because they're a threat to the U.S. And yes, in a way, they are a threat. I mean, they could be developing nuclear weapons. They definitely hate the U.S. They definitely would destroy the U.S. if they could. But I don't think they're really that big of a threat to waste billions of dollars on and create hostile tensions. Because when we bomb them, they're gonna just have terrorist attacks back on us. That's the 9/11 attacks. It's because we intervened over there, so they came back and intervened over here. If America never interfered with the Middle East, do you really think that they would be having terrorist attacks on us? Maybe a couple, but not even close to as many as there are now. Okay? So, if let's say they really are developing a nuclear weapon, they're close to developing it, and then they would just try to explode America. Well, I can kind of see that argument, but like, how do we know? We don't actually know if they're close or not. And there's tons of countries that have nuclear weapons. There's tons of countries that could be developing them. Are we just gonna go bomb all of them because we think, well, maybe they're gonna try to bomb us? We obviously can't do that, so why Iran? I know it's one of our major. We know that Iran is anti-U.S., but like, are they really gonna try to bomb us? I don't think so, because they know they would be destroyed in a second. Okay? I'd be more worried. Yes, they are a terrorist group, but like, I don't. They know that the U.S. can just destroy Iran easily. They're not gonna take that risk. I don't think it's worth spending billions of dollars on it. Okay? Really, so I guess my basic take is stay out of the business, let Iran and Israel fight it out. If you don't like Israel, you don't like Iran, it's fine, just let them fight it out. We'll stay fine over here, okay? Obviously, why would we waste money and men and supplies on a war that has nothing to do with us? It's pointless and will lead to hostile action against us when we gain nothing from it. Like, let's pretend we completely overthrow Iran and, everything's fine. But did we gain anything from it? No, the situation is the same as before, except that we just wasted billions of dollars. So what's the point of it? Moving on. I wanted to talk about the Russia-Ukraine war. Obviously, it doesn't get as much headlines now because it's kind of, I wouldn't say winding down, but this stage of the war is winding down, and because of there's just a lot of other news stories on the go right now with Trump and Iran and stuff. So, really, the Russia-Ukraine war is complicated. I mean, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, Russia just trying to steal Ukraine's land," but that was Russia's land. They took it a long time ago. I mean, and you can argue that they took it a long time ago. Doesn't matter. They still should give it back. But like, I mean, they had that land for a while, and then we forced them to give it back, and now they're looking to take it back again. Now, my take with this is the same. Is really, it's not really any of our business. If Ukraine was like an invaluable ally, or even just an ally with us, that we depend on Ukraine, or we know they would help us if we were in trouble, then maybe yes, we could have some action. But Ukraine isn't really pro-America at all. If America was in trouble and Ukraine could help us, I'm not even without any cost to them. I don't even think they would. Okay, their government is definitely anti-American, freedom. So like, it's not like this big bad Russians versus little helpless kind Ukrainians. The Ukrainians are just as, or not the Ukrainian people, but the Ukrainian government is just as bad as the Russian government. So yeah, I don't like the government. You can say, well, yeah, but the Ukrainian people, they're being they're having a rough time. And no, I don't have anything against the Ukrainian people, but I mean, there's plenty of people in America, homeless people and stuff, who are having a rough time too, and that's America. And there's crime in America, and we have problems with our money. We have lots of problems. So I think, yes, in a perfect world, maybe we could help Ukraine out, but we gotta focus on America first. Make sure that America is good, make sure America is great, and then maybe we can say, oh yeah, little Ukrainians, we'll help you out. But America's not that good right now. I mean, we're still the best. America is still the best country. If you want to live anywhere, you want to live in America. If you want to be anything, you'd want to be an American. But, I think it's not as good as it used to be. And I think it could be a lot better. So we really gotta focus on ourselves here. Like, not in a selfish way, but just in let's get this let's get this country better, and then we can worry about over there. So my take over there is basically the same. Stay out of the business. Let let Russia and Ukraine fight it out. I mean, we don't owe anything to Ukraine. It's too bad. I mean, I'm not saying like go Russia. I don't like Russia, but I'm saying, it's not our business. We don't have the materials and resources to help them out. I mean, people think we do because they're used to government wasting money, but that's what they're doing, is wasting money. So it's good that Trump is mostly putting a stop to that, and it really will help us out in the long term. Moving on to the hostilities between Canada and America. I mean, on one level, I think it's mostly like fake. Most Americans don't mind Canadians. Most Canadians don't mind Americans because, in a way, we do share a lot of the same culture and values. It's just our governments right now are clearly a lot different. And yes, there's probably more crazy Canadians per capita than Americans, but overall we're mostly similar. Okay, but I wanted to talk about I think the Canadians and government are acting way too arrogant. Like, they're acting like, oh, you Americans, you suck, because either they don't realize, like they actually don't realize, or they're just pretending not to, that America could easily just take over Canada if they wanted to. Like, you don't go insult a guy in school who could knock you out in 1 second. Just not a smart move. That's the thing with Canada and America. Okay? And America would probably be justified in taking over Canada. Because Canada, you know, they have a lot of problems, you know, and they 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 are aligned with China in a way. And that's not great for America. They'd be thinking, do we really want our enemies on our doorstep and just not going to do anything about it? They're probably thinking, the Trump government is thinking, we don't want this. We want an ally on our doorstep. And so Canada, either you can pick it up and get with the program, or we might have to take you over. I don't think America should attack Canada, try to take it over. I don't think that's a good idea. Not the right war is usually not the right option. It can be, but it's usually not. Okay, but I think Canadians need to realize that, America is our friend. They have always been our friend, and we're the ones turning our back on them, even though we're the ones who need the help. So like we can't be like we're so high and mighty when we're the ones who actually need their help. And I think we should work to keep the alliance between Canada and America and keep it strong. The West, a unified West against the craziness of the Middle East and everywhere else in the world is important for the future, especially if we want to avoid World War III. That's really all I have to say on the subject. I think that's really all I have to say on this episode. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time. Have a great day. Godspeed.